Hello everybody, this is Preeti from EduRoop and I am a Java and Monstack trainer. Today in this session, we are discussing about ReactJS versus Node.js. So what is ReactJS? What is Node.js? How it will be working? Everything we are going to explain you people. So let's start. First, I'll just give you a brief introduction. Okay? The first, JavaScript is used both front end and backend. Front end means it is I can directly interact with the user side, and backend means I cannot directly interact with the user side. So next part, ReactJS and NodeJS are two popular JavaScript technologies. See, JavaScript I can connect with the two ends here, front end part and backend part. Front end part how I can connect with the help of ReactJS. Backend part how I'll connect with the help of Node.js. Like these are the very popular JavaScript technologies. They serve completely different purposes but work well together. They are having different purposes. They are not same. See, we are connecting front end as a ReactJS and back end as a Node.js, which means they're completely different purposes it is. Okay, they are like working like a team, work well together. Okay, now at least you understood how we are connecting as a ReactJS and how we are connecting as a Node.js. Next, I just want to give a brief introduction about ReactJS. ReactJS is a front-end JavaScript library, what we call front-end JavaScript library. It is mainly used to build a user interfaces. User interfaces means UI, which means that so we directly interact with the user, that is what front-end part that we can connect with the React.js. And it is developed and maintained by Facebook application. Facebook, you know that? Facebook nowadays everyone is using Facebook. So if you have the application, that Facebook owner only, that Facebook, the team only developed and maintained this React.js application. Okay, and it is used for creating single page applications. Everybody, single page application. Just like I just wanted to create a navbar, navigation bar. So that navigation bar consists of home page, about us page, contact us page, and services page. These are all pages, a single pages itself. That single page applications we can create with the help of what? React.js. Okay. Now you understood what is exactly the React.js. Let's see how React.js works. Very simple. It uses a component-based architecture. Component-based architecture means what it is. Always you see whenever we create a React.js, we are using a components here. Components just like home component, about component, services component, then contact component. Like that we are using a single page applications over here. That is what we call here component-based architecture. And UI is divided into a reusable components. Reusable means you create only one component, use many times over it. In your web page or a website, use many times as a components. There is no limit for using the components over here. So that is what the this sentence it used to say. Okay. Next, it uses virtual DOM. Virtual DOM for faster updates. I'll tell you here we have the concept like real and one more we have virtual concept. Virtual. Okay, this concept and this concept. This is a real DOM, we say. This is a virtual DOM. What is the difference, madam? I'm gonna tell you people, don't worry. Real DOM. DOM means document. How do you say it as? Document object model. DOM means document object model, which is the structure that browser uses to represent all the elements on a web page. Okay, like headings, we have paragraphs and buttons. These are all elements of a web page, correct? So when you change something on a page, the browser updates the DOM directly, which can be slow process. Directly it is updating and it will be a very slow process. That is what real DOM refers to. Because it may have to read all a lot of elements. So what are the elements we used? Everything it is used to check and everything it is used to redraw the lot of elements. Okay, that is also a real DOM concept. In React, we use virtual DOM concept. This is a slow process now. This is having a disadvantage, slow process. We will be moving to the virtual DOM concept, which is a lightweight copy of the real DOM. It is just a copy of a real DOM concept. Okay, that exists in the memory. So when a change occurs, like clicking a button to update a heading, okay, so that button which is used to update something, React what it will do? First updates the virtual DOM, then checks what is the difference compared to the last version. What's the difference between that last and first? That it is used to check comparison, it will be happening. That comparison, the process we call it as diffing. Diffing. Okay. Then finally what it happens, React only updates the part of the real DOM that have changed, which makes the updates much faster. Okay, it will be much faster compared to the real DOM concept. For example, if you change a title in a React, just updates that specific title rather than rendering everything. Title only it is going to change. It is not checking for the headings and paragraphs, whatever you have in the DOM concept. It will check only title, and which results a smoother experience to the user. This is what it is exactly happening. What's the difference between real DOM and virtual DOM? I, I just want to say people, real DOM means completely everything the DOM structure it is going to check. But virtual DOM concept, what we say, that only it is going to check. It will be very fast, it will be very slow. That is what in ReactJS we are using virtual DOM concept. Got the point? Okay, next, it only updates the changed parts of UI. That is what a virtual DOM concept. Okay, then JavaScript XML. In a React, whatever we are writing, that is in the XML format. XML means extensible markup language. So which is just we are using it as a markup language itself, and the predefined language. Okay, that will be working. It's just like XML format. Okay, you know what is ReactJS now and how the ReactJS works. Okay, next we will be moving with some example. See the example here. We are taking a function application app, which is this function returns a division. Inside that one heading it is going to return. How we can create the React example? Let's see. Okay, I'll just show you with the VS Code how the things will be working. Let's create one folder over here. Already I have folder. Let's create it one more folder, a new folder, X React. Okay, now done. I just want to open that folder now. Open the folder now. What we created. Yeah. Select the folder over here. Once selected, yeah. Okay, this is what the my folder ex react. Okay, in this folder only I'm going to install ReactJS. First you have to install everything, guys. It's a simple process. I'm gonna take in the console section, write it npm init. Okay, so it is asking project name now. Project name I just want to give it as client. So which, see, select the framework. It is asking which framework you are just using it. Front-end framework as React plus combination of, select a variant plus combination of what? JavaScript. Done. Then directory, change the directory to the client. Then install the packages. npm node package manager. Install the packages over here. It takes some time. Okay. The packages are installing over here. It takes the time. Just wait for a while. Once done with the installation, we can create the React project. All the necessary package it is going to install, which is used for the React application. So it's a long process. It will take a time. Okay. And in the React version is also very important. Every time they are going to update the version. The updated version only you can use it. If you are using old version, sometimes the browser is not going to support. And old versions will be not supporting this version. See, sometimes it will be asked, it will give some deprecated. Deprecated means it is removed. This version is no longer supported. Like that, you will get some messages over there. Okay, how many packages added here? 278 packages. And audited 279 packages in 3 minutes. That also it is going to show. 110 packages are looking for funding. So now everything the packages are installed. Now what I have to do, see that? See, this is the node modules. Just to go there, node modules, these many packages are installed. Node packages. In the public folder, one image will be there. In the source, src, in the source assets we have. Assets, in that assets you can just use the images folder, whatever, if you want. App.css, CSS file. JSX, I told you people, always it is in the XML format. So this is the JSX. JavaScript, XML format. Okay. And index.css, main.jsx. This all files, package.json file. Also it is going to show when you created the, when you install the packages. All packages, all files are required to create a React application. Very important. Okay. Now I just want to show you people how the React project will be working on the web page. Okay. So now just see the client is there. Write the command there npm run dev. This is the C, local host. This you have to follow the link. Observe here. This is a Vite plus React. I have installed plus React. I have installed Vite also. Vite is used for the rendering. When you use Vite, it will be rendering is very good. Okay, that is the reason we are installing it. And this thing I don't want in my page. I just want to create my a simple project. So what I'll do, I just want to remove this. Where I have to remove. In the app.css, what I'll do, I don't want any styling over here. I don't want any styling. What I'll do, I'll just remove it. See, now it is colorful. Now see, it's not colorful now. Then what I'll do, again here index.css, there are like many things, styles are given that I don't want. I'll just make it as empty. Now that also the style gone. Now only content part is visible. That content also I don't want. What I'll do, in the app.js, I don't want counter, I don't want anything. So what I'll do, I'll just remove it. This paragraph also I don't want. Just okay. Now you see that without refreshing, I can see the page without reloading. Now what I'll do here, so in the use the fragments. Okay, I just want to use div. Inside the div, I'm gonna take one heading that is welcome to NodeJS. See the difference. Observe here, it is not showing on the page. That heading is not visible. You, whenever you take the function, you have to return this return keyword. Return. You have to return this, correct? What I'll do, okay, I have to write it here, return statement, return keyword. In that return, use the braces. Here I'll end the brace. Save it. Now you just see in your page. So welcome to Node.js. It is displayed now. This is the very simple React project. How you are going to start everything. You have to learn. Okay. This is a simple. I just want here one button, guys. one button after this welcome to Node.js. I just want a one button. How to create that button? Very simple. So what I'll do, in the function app function, I'll just use one arrow function, that is we have to use here camel case. First letter start with the lowercase and second word you have to start with the uppercase. That is what a camel case over here. Arrow function, you know that how to give that arrow function. Then I just want to display alert. So button clicked. Okay, now I just give an alert. After that what I'll do now? After the heading, I just need a button over here. The button name is click me. Okay, I'll just give it as click me. In the click me, observe here. If you go, button will be there. If I click, button is, you know, it should happen. Some actions should be taken, right? So that is not happening. So what I'll do? So you have that parameter over there on click. We are using in the JavaScript, same thing only, but here you have to follow the camel case. What is the function name? Handle click. This I'll just copy it. I'll write it here. Save. Whenever you do changes now, you have to save the file. Now, no need to reload the things. Just click here. Button is clicked. Click on OK. This is how the React will be working. See, it is visible to you people, which means that it is a front end part. Is that no? Front end, which is clearly visible to you people. Okay, done with the example. Let's move. Advantages of a ReactJS. What are the advantages we have? Very simple. It is used as a fast rendering using virtual DOM concept. Fast rendering it is happening, and we can reusable the components. We can reuse the components, and a strong community supporter. Which community? Definitely it is Facebook. It is developed by Facebook. The Facebook community. Suppose any changes if you needed in the future, that will be supported by the Facebook community. Okay, and it is easy to maintain and scale user interface. These are the advantages. Okay, so let's learn on what is Node.js. Node.js is a backend JavaScript runtime environment. I told you people already. We are connecting this as a backend. Okay, runtime environment because it is a backend, and whenever you see that results which comes on the runtime when you are executing the code, there only in the console section you will be seeing the results over there. That is the reason they call it as runtime environment, and it allows running JavaScript outside the browser, and it is built on Chrome version 8 engine, V8 engine. Okay, and it is used to build server-side application. So React.js is used for client-side applications. Here it is used for server-side application. Very simple. Okay. Then at least we need to know. You already know that what is Node.js. Come back. Okay. And here, how does the Node.js works? How it will be working? That you have to know it. First, first, firstly, you have to know it uses event driven architecture and non-blocking and asynchronous. Very important concept. Whenever the interviewer asks you people, you have to say it is uses as event driven architecture, and it is a non-blocking and asynchronous. Event driven architecture means, which is a software design pattern where the flow of the program is determined by events rather than predefined sequence of steps. Okay, you understood, like at least it is event means it's a program where the flow of program is determined by the events rather than a predefined sequence steps. Okay, this allows Node.js to handle many concurrent connections and input-output operations like reading files or network requests efficiently. So this is Node.js is used to read the files, okay, and network request also sometimes. Okay, is understood? Then Node.js fundamentally designed for a non-blocking and asynchronous concept. I'll tell you the asynchronous means and non-blocking means. Asynchronous means asynchronous programming means it takes a time to run independently of the main program. You initiate a time-consuming operations like a reading a file or a network request and immediately continue executing the other code also. That is what the asynchronous concept. Okay, so suppose in the real-time example, I'll just give you a real-time example. Suppose if you're having a, you went to a restaurant, there is a waiter. Okay, it is just like a waiter in a restaurant who takes your order. Okay, and immediately moves to take other customer orders rather than standing by your table and waiting for your food to be prepared. When the food is prepared, the chef will be notifying to the waiter the food is done, you have to take to their respective customer table. That is what it is happening here. The waiter is not waiting for your table. He will be taking others orders also alternatively. So that is what here non-blocking and asynchronous concept. Now you got the clarity what is non-blocking, what is asynchronous concept. And also it handles multiple requests efficiently. Multiple requests as just as a asynchronous concept only. Waiter is taking not only your order. First he takes your order, then he moves to the other table, and there also he is going to take your orders. Yes, sir, no, multiple requests. He is doing multitasking there. And then ideal for real-time applications. It's very important. Ideal for real-time applications. Okay, this is a always it is connecting at the backend purpose. And ReactJS and NodeJS are not same. Everybody, ReactJS is front end, NodeJS is backend. Let's go with some examples. Okay, let's go with some example. I'll take some examples of a Node.js over here. So I'll just open. Already I created a folder over here and show you. This is the folder. This is the folder. I just want to open that folder now. Open the folder. What's the folder name here? NodeX. Can you see that folder name over here? Correct. It is. Select the folder. See the example. Here I'm just using the console.log. Okay. I just want to create one file. File name is index.js. Okay. Here I just want to use console.log of Adiroop learning. Okay. Now check node version. Oh, already I installed the node, so I just want to check the node version. You can use the latest version also, v20.14.0 version, node version. Okay, now I just want to execute this code. How we can execute? Just type a node and the file name. File name is what here? Index.js. See, here only it is displaying. It is not displaying in the web browser. Here only. That is what? The runtime application. The Node.js is runtime application. Okay. Now, like way, I just want to add 12. 12 plus 15. How much? Save. Now you execute it now. Node index.js. 12 plus 15 means it is a 27. See, can you see this? It's a 27. 27. Okay. Now, after this, I'm going to take here 12 into 15. How much? Let's say 2 into 5. How much it is now? So let's check. Node index.js. How much it is? 20. 10. 2 into 5, how much? 10. Like way, you can use the Node.js concept. Okay, this is the simple example. I just want to create one more file, guys. One more file as add.js file. Okay, in this file, I just want to write the, it should work on the server side now. So I just want to create like that. So what I'll do, I'll just using here HTTP method. What is the method name? HTTP method. Okay, so let's start. I'm just using a constant keyword, then HTTP require method. In that require method, what I'll write it, you just use that HTTP module. If you are not using it, definitely your server will be not working. So let's say server I am connecting. Which server I am going to connect it here? HTTP. Do you know hypertext? What is this? HTTP means hypertext transfer protocol. So HTTP dot create server. Yes, it comes automatically. Create server, it is accepting request, comma, response. I'll just type it shortcut words. It is going to accept request and response. In this request and response, I'm just writing response dot write head In that write head, I'll just use it as 200. Why I'm using it, I'll show you. Content type, use the double quotes, mention the content type. I'm just using it as text format. You can use file type, you can use anything. Okay, text, this is plain text only. Okay, done. Now what I'll do, what I'll get at the end, that I have to write it. Response.end, what I have to get the message, hello, welcome to Write it node server. Okay, after this message displayed, where it is going to display? That is the question mark. Where it has to listen. Server dot listen. Which port number? The port number you have to mention 3000. I'm just mentioning the port number 3000. There, I'm just using it now. CLG. In that server, you write it. Server is running on port is 3000. Port number is 3000. It is not just a 3000 port number. You will be having many port numbers. You can use it. Done. What happens? I'll take the new terminal. Okay. Now what is my file name here? So just execute the file. Add.js. Server is running on port number is this. Where it is running? I'll show you people. Localhost. Yeah, type it 3000. Hello, welcome to node server. This is what the message is displayed. It is, see, can you see that? It is running on the port number. Which port number? 3000. This is what the best example for the Node.js. Now you got the concept how it is going to take place when you are executing the code. Now you understood how we can execute the code for the React and the Node.js. Next, we have to learn at least what are the advantages of a Node.js. Let's go. It is a fast performance. Performance wise, it is very fast and scalable applications. We can create a scalable applications, and it uses the same language for front-end and back-end. You can use language is same for the front-end and back-end. Okay, the languages which we are using languages. Obviously, the MERN stack, that language is only same for the front-end and back-end. And large package ecosystem. NPM, Node Package Manager. This is the large package ecosystem which will help for the Node.js to create the application. Okay, so these are the advantages we have. And what is the core difference of a ReactJS and Node.js? That we need to know. ReactJS is used as a front end and Node.js used as backend part. Okay, and you know, ReactJS runs in a browser, Node.js runs on a server, very important. And ReactJS builds a user interface. Node.js, what it will be doing? It handles logic and database connection also we are doing in the Node.js only. Now any confusions over here? No. Okay, so this is very important when coming to the core difference of the ReactJS and the Node.js. Okay, next we are going to learn at least what are the use case comparison over here. Use case means uses where the React is used, where the Node.js is used. React.js is used in the dashboards, creating the e-commercial websites, that too front-end UI part, product UI part, and it is used as a social media front-end. Coming to the Node.js, it is used as a REST APIs which you are using it as get, post, put, delete. These are the REST APIs which you are using it in the Node.js. Authentication system. Authentication means just you are having a Google account, there will be a login and login credentials. That authentication system also it is managed by the Node.js. And real-time chat apps. Live chat you are using it, right? Live chat. That live chat also it is working on a backend part. That is, we connecting with the Node.js. Now got the difference actually where it works, where it not works. Okay, the comparison. At least you learned it. Next, how the ReactJS and Node.js works together. How it will be working. It's very nicely it is working. How? We will explain it. ReactJS handles front-end UI. Node.js provides backend APIs. Okay, and React sends request to the node, and node sends data to the data back to JSON format. JSON format sends the data to the database actually, which is in the format JSON format. What is JSON? JavaScript object notation. Okay, this JSON format also always the data will be sent in the JSON format. Okay, this is like we are not saying this is a competitor, this is a team member. Okay, then you learned how React.js and Node.js work together. Let's go ahead with a real world example, real time examples. If you take one simple website, e-commerce website, the React.js product UI, it will be working at the product UI, cart section and checkout section also. But Node.js where it is going to work, login, payments, orders, database. This is the thing where the React works with the Node.js in the real-time example. I'm just telling you people. Okay, now you understood at least the real-time example. Let's go with the conclusion part. In the conclusion, I just want to conclude here. React.js and Node.js are not a competitors. React.js and Node.js are not a competitors. They are used together in full stack apps application. So it's a mandatory. We need to use this. Definitely. Full stack apps. Full stack apps means here we are using MERN means MERN stack apps. Like React is a client side and Node is a server side. Client means here front end, server means it is a backend part. So now you at least know how the React will be working, how the Node.js is working, what is React, what is Node.js, and how it will be working in the real-time examples. All you learned it in this session. Okay, everybody, thank you. I hope you like this session. Thank you. For many updates, you can just follow our videos.